Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Life Actually with LA Mumar. I'm very pumped, very excited to have our special guest for today. He's a good friend of mine. We actually were office mates and years ago, but he's gone so big time now. One of the best uh, for me personally, one of my favorite artists. Let's all welcome to our episode, Mr. Quest.
Salamat. Sobrang salamat, bro.
How are you doing, my man?
Okay naman. It's been a long time. I like that introduction. We used to be office mates and then nostalgia, flashback. Dami.
How old? How old were you? Ilang taong ka ba nung office mate ka? 20? Bata ka ba nun? 21?
Hindi naman. I think I was around 25 when we were office mates.
Okay. So we worked in a church together. He was the musical director or worship leader. Wish ko sana ganun pero I don't have your skills. Ang galing din mag-basketball nito, guys. Sobra. Hindi lang siya gumagawa ng mga songs. But anyway, how's it going? What's keeping you busy during the lockdown?
Keeping me sane, definitely music, but I spent a bigger chunk of my time taking care of myself, basically fitness, working out. So I worked out every day, and I'm happy to report I think I lost around 52 pounds in 5 months. So wala akong ginawa.
Quest,
Grabe.
when I'm following, of course, pina-follow kita sa Instagram, Twitter, Instagram, ganyan. Wow. I mean, I just saw your pictures. Bakit ka nag-decide na ganon? And can you take us through the process?
I think, I'm gonna be realistic. Aside from the boredom, yung hindi na ako makapagsintas ng maayos, hindi na ako, exactly. Saka, nagko-complain na yung mga tao sa bahay, lakas ko humiling. So, I peaked at 230 pounds. So, basically, nag-peak ako 230. Hindi naman ako malaking tao. I'm only, 5'6", 5'7". So, for my height, that is just obese. Hindi na ako makabangon na maayos. So, parang feeling ko, the only blessing that I got from this pandemic is I got the opportunity to work on myself. Wala akong excuse. If after the pandemic, andito pa rin ako sa sitwasyon ko, I think it's really on me. So, nag-decide talaga ako na I'm gonna commit. I never even put a timeline. I never even, the only thing I said to myself is, if I can reach 195 in the next few months, I mean, that would be nice. I never put that in 3 months, in 1 month. I just kept working out. I made some research about intermittent fasting, fasted workouts, calorie deficit. Yun lang yung combination ko. Tapos nung na-achieve ko yung goal ko, sabi ko, kaya ko pang i-push. And I kept pushing. I didn't even think na I'll reach 175. I feel like I'm big boned. So parang akala ko 195 or 190. Nung nag-185 ako, sabi ko, parang kaya pa. And then I just made it. And when I reached 175, I felt so satisfied. Now I'm just maintaining. I'm just making sure that my metabolism keeps burning, and even food restrictions. I don't have food restrictions. I eat lechon if I want to. I have cookies and chocolates after I eat. So I instead of putting timeline, I decided I want to make it a lifestyle. So now okay naman ako.
Wow, you look good, man. And I was reading some of your tweets. Can I just say, talagang it strikes home. I've gained so much. I'm so inspired. I saw that tweet na sinabi mo, yung parang, ang gusto ko kasi sa'yo, ever since nakilala kita, yung parang, whether nagkamali tayo sa office or something, ang bilis mo mag-self-evaluate, tapos hindi ka talaga mayabang. And I saw that tweet na parang sabi mo na parang, this is on you, procrastination, etc. You had that tweet. Do you remember that tweet?
Yeah.
I read that. Naiyak ako. Kasi naisip ko yung sarili ko. Ako yun eh.
In everything, whether it's my body, whether it's wrong decisions I've made in my life, I think it's going to be faster for me to recover if I man up to my mistakes. It's going to be, I mean, there's this, I forgot, is it a TV series that it was with Jeff Bridges ba yun? Or Jeff Daniels? I think Newsroom ba yun?
Yeah, The Newsroom, Jeff Daniels, yes.
I've never seen the series, but there's this one clip that stuck to me when he was being interviewed, and he said, the first step in solving a problem is to recognize there is one. That's something that I took to heart. I didn't even bother to watch the series. I just grabe. I took that to heart. Like, it's gonna be easier for myself to recover. It's gonna be easier myself to improve if I recognize first to myself na mayroong kailangan baguhin, na pag na-recognize sa sarili ko na mali ako, and I mean, we've been surrounded with men that are straightforward. When we make mistakes, they're not gonna be patting us in the back. They'll be straightforward to our faces, and I'm glad na I grew up being surrounded by straightforward men. Na pag may mali ako, I have been a recipient of you being straightforward, and I appreciate that. Before, when I do something wrong, you're not gonna smile in my face. You're gonna be like, bro, mali yung ginawa mo. And that's something I appreciate in the long run. No, kasi parang, kala niyo kung sino kayo,
Yeah.
But now, I appreciate it. Mas yung self-evaluation, meaning, hindi ko na hihintay pagalitan niyo ako. Hindi ko na yun. Umabot na ako sa point. Hindi ko na hihintay na ma-call out ako. Pag may mali ako, oops, mali. Sorry ako, evaluate, bounce back. Instead na, sino bang pwedeng sisihin? Hindi, sisihin ko na yung sarili ko. Kasalanan ko to.
Oh, well, those are nuggets of wisdom definitely for our listeners, our viewers today. Let's shift gears a little bit. Quest, Quest, I know that's like that. What's up with the Quest? Where'd you get that name?
I think where I am right now was never a dream when I was a kid. Never naman akong nangarap maging sikat, or never naman akong nangarap. It was just, I felt like I needed to be in a place where I belong, but I couldn't find it. It was really when I came to church. It's really when, I have passion for basketball. I have passion for a lot of things, but music was never a serious thing for me until.
Really?
It was never a serious thing for me. Na-realize ko nung bata ako, parang when I was, in high school, I would sing when we drink. Tapos when I get complimented, parang iniisip ko lang, lasing lang tayo. Pero hindi ko talaga sineryoso. Only when I was surrounded with the right people. I was surrounded with people in church who were really honest. And they say to me na, oy, may talent ka. So, okay. Then, talaga? Okay. Then I started thinking about it. And then, I went to church. I started serving. I started writing music for church. And then around 2000, I think, first year of my full-time, of my work in the fort with you guys, I felt the nudge to really go out. But I never had the passion. Una, sino ba ako to be able to enter into the industry? I don't know anybody. But I felt the passion. So I started talking to certain people. I started talking to my friends in Barbie and Malvis, like, what is it like to be in the industry? But I never really got into it until Sunday after Sunday. People would come up to me after church, say, "Bro, thank you. Your talent has blessed us." Da 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 da. And then yung pinakaunang manager ko, one of his talents came up to me and said, and asked me if I wanted to consider this a full-time thing, like go out in the secular, in the mainstream
Yeah.
industry. And I've never thought about it, sabi ko. And then the guy said, if you decide to, I'll help you. And then, I started really contemplating, praying about it, talking to people. Nung na-confirm na I think this is the new season that I'm supposed to get into. I resigned from work,
Yeah.
and then I got all my savings, and then
Grabe.
continued. And I was thinking about a name. Like I think I didn't want to come up. I didn't want to use my name simply because this wasn't my idea. This wasn't my plan to be where I am. So I wanted to come
Yeah.
up with a moniker, or I wanted to come up with a name that represents what I do. It's not
Yeah.
me. So when I thought about my one of my friends, gave me a Bible, the Quest Bible, and then
Oh, really? Yun ba
yeah,
yun?
it's that Bible. When I saw the Quest Bible, I looked at the name. I'm like, okay, and I started researching journey, adventures. Like, oh, okay, doon na buo yung vision that I want to be an artist that would take people on an adventure, from confusion to clarity, from darkness to light, from sadness to joy. That when you hear my music, to take you, or I want my music to take you on a journey, on a quest. That's why Quest came about. Tapos,
Wow.
yeah, ang dami pa nga nagsasabi sa akin na, bro, ang rare ng mga artist na one syllable lang, Cher, Sting, I don't think it's gonna work. And I'm like, wala kang maisip eh. And I'm happy with this name. So I stuck with it. Yeah.
Well, apparently, it worked out well for you. I just want to go kind of rewind with what you said kasi you're working together. I'm sure sina Barbie, I don't know kung sino pa who helped you out, but you started at 28,
Yeah.
okay? Entering an industry where usually they start pretty early. And
18, 19.
19. And kasi marami dito, whether starting a business, hindi naman kami magiging magaling na singer or artist katulad mo. No? But there are people here listening, they want to start a business, they want to start a career, they want to do something. And then sometimes they feel like they're, parang matanda na sila. What was the process and what were the values that carried you and said, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I feel God is asking me to do this. I'm gonna do this no matter what.
I think the most important thing that people need to understand is your dreams it's your responsibility. Uh, a lot of us, a lot of us, we hear these movies, we hear this statement from everywhere. They say act according to your age, act, But I always say this: act according to your dreams.
Wow.
When a dream or a vision is given to you, you move with it. You don't allow external, elements affect you. Because first things first, it was given to you, so you take
May
responsibility.
nagsabi ba sa'yo na you're too old for this?
Yeah,
Stick to church or
yeah,
stick to this organization, at least sigurado yung sweldo mo. I'm just thinking, may nangyari bang ganon?
exactly. I had to talk to a lot of people a lot. I had to talk to a lot of my leaders. Some of them would say, "Bro, I think it's too late." Some of them would say, "Bro, you get monthly salaries here. You're not sure kung ano yung kikitain mo dyan." And someone even said to me na, "Bro, may market ka na dito. Just make Christian music, and this is where you're, okay, sure, this is a sure spot for you. There's a sure spot for you here." But for me, I personally, I felt like I heard clear from God to go out, so I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I accept, I listen to them. Importante rin naman, importante pa rin yung, as much as I don't want it, importante pa rin yung pakikinggan ko pa rin yung input ng mga tao. Because some of them will be treasures, some of them will be trash. I'd listen to
Yeah.
it anyway. I just have to learn to filter it. So,
Yeah, I like what you said about filter kasi narinig din natin yan from other people na whether you were in church or outside, we're all here to, honor God. And that's what you're doing with your music. Definitely. I mean, you've touched lives. And I don't think would you agree with me na parang hindi naman better kung nasa loob or sa labas as long as ginagawa mo yung gusto gawin ni God para sa'yo?
true. I think it's really uh, having that internal assessment. You know, as long as you know and you know to yourself that this is where God places you, that's the best place for you. Wherever He places you is the best place for you. You know, I've seen businessmen turn pastors and they thrived, and I've seen pastors turn businessmen and they
Yeah.
still thrive. So, a lot of us, especially for me, nagkaroon ako ng point sa buhay ko na church na yung mundo ko. Na
Mm.
nakalimutan ko lumabas, na nakalimutan ko na, ay nakalimutan natin, Jesus would go out of His way to be with
Yeah.
sinners. Jesus would go out of His way to be with, with men who don't know, with people who don't know the gospel. And ako, nagkaroon ako ng season na parang, church, I would wait for somebody to come to church instead of going out and bringing people to church. So,
Uh, yeah.
ah,
Take me through, sige lang, one of my favorite songs of yours. I'm sure you have a lot, but that's one of my favorites. Take me through that journey of how does a quest make a song? I mean, is it iba-iba or do you have a kind of like a routine or kind of, alam ko baka may secrets of the trade ka, pero can you give me a little bit of glimpse kung how you make a song?
Iba-iba yung process ko. Never ako nagkaroon ng
Hindi,
cookie
sige to.
cutter.
Since bias to. Yung, sige lang, gusto ko malaman, yung favorite song ko, paano mo ginawa yun?
This is funny. I've been writing. Uh, uh, when I was still young, I used to write mga rap. But it was just for fun, poetry, rapping poetry. I never took it seriously. The only time I started taking it seriously was when I was in church. I felt like, you know, uh, one of my biggest inspiration for my writing is really the Bible. It's really the Psalms. It's really I love how David is so expressive. I love how David is unfiltered. And I love how David is so honest when he writes the song. Yun talaga yung isa sa mga take home ko even until now that I want to be unfiltered. I want to be honest with my writing. Um, Minsan may melody na walang lyrics. Minsan
Okay.
lyrics muna, may melody.
Okay.
Minsan, which is very rare, sabay na I would just sing and record and there's words coming out. It's very rare, but I never had a system. For sige lang, it was funny. I was um, around 2007. I was on my way home from Quezon City. I was riding the bus and it's so traffic. So I decided to write. I just wanted to write something inspirational. And I was riding the bus going home and in my head, parang, one day, I hope I don't get to ride the bus anymore. One day I want to be able to, keep moving forward. And ang daming tidbits na grabe traffic pero buti umaandar. Kaya nga sige lang, sige kasi aandarihin ko. But eventually, I'll get to my destination. So I was starting writing, I started writing and I couldn't finish the song because I missed out on a line. And then this is so funny. Pagdating namin sa Guadalupe Bridge, may nakita akong billboard. Telco. Ang tagline nila, abot mo ang mundo. And I was like,
Okay.
that's the last line. That's why walang imposible, sige na sige, abot mo ang mundo. And then
Galing.
when the song was done, I even met with someone who works on that telco. And I said, baka kailangan nyo ng team song. May kanta ko. And then I gave it to this guy. He played it in the office. And they was like, it's a nice song, but, they're not thinking of doing a jingles. Like, okay, sige, I kept the song. 2007 to. Then I kept the song. And I lost my notebook.
Okay.
And, I was still working in church and I resigned. I started recording my album. I released my first album 2010. It was okay. Personally, I consider it flopped. And
Bakit?
then
Bakit?
it flopped. And wala masyadong bumibili ng album. So parang nag-stop na ng production since someone buying it. The first album flopped. 2011, my worst year ever. No gigs, nothing. I remember my relative was telling me, wag ka na, gusto mo mag-cruise ship. Kung gusto ko na mag-cruise ship, magpapalit lang daw ng punda, malaking bayad, 6 months, pagbalik ko daw, mag-music ulit ako. And I'm like, nah, I'm okay. I felt I'm not gonna quit on this. Tapos 2011 around November, I was cleaning my room. Nakita ko yung notebook. Sabi ko, uy, andito pala yung... And then I flipped through. I go, oh my gosh. Andito, I remember the song. And I was like, all of a sudden, whoa, I remember this song. And then I called one of my producers, arrangers that time. Hindi pa ako marunong mag-arrange nun. Said, bro, meron akong kanta, pwede ba natin ayusin? Sige. So I went at it, recorded it, and then I said to my friend, who's now my manager, I have a song. Can you put it out? He had a blog. Tapos nilagay niya lang yung link. Oh, here's a new song from Quest. Nilabas niya sa blog, free download. In a few weeks, like sobrang dami, I think around 40,000+ downloads. And we were like, gawa tayo ng music video. Wala na akong parang pera during that time. Somebody was gracious enough to say, oh, let's shoot a video. All right, sige. We shot a video. We took the risk. We gave it to Mix. Next thing you know, it went number one. It went number one on radio.
Wait, is this the song? Is this your breakthrough song?
Yeah, Sige Lang is my breakthrough song.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Parang naguluhan ako. So that's really your breakthrough song?
It is.
Wow. Favorite ko talaga yun. Hindi ko nga na ano yun eh. Sorry Pero ang galing. Sobrang galing.
It kept me alive. It made me continue on. It made me realize that, doon ko na-realize na, okay, this is going to be, that's when I changed my mindset that this career is going to be ups and downs and I'm going to stay with it. And I'm going to stick with it. Kasi nga, 2011 was a flop. 2011 was bad. 2010 was okay. 2011 went downhill. And then Sige Lang came out, and I'll be quite honest, from Sige Lang until now, it has been a steady uphill climb for my career.
Wow. Question. You mentioned riding the bus, getting some of those, ideas from there, and wanting not to ride the bus anymore. And one thing I really appreciate about you, and I remember one of our conversations was that you really didn't have a lot of connections, unlike maybe other people, and and sometimes it's difficult, to be honest. We have viewers here. Again, in any industry, bro, it's hard. Pero ikaw, you're somebody na wala talagang, in a way, connection. Now, siguro you made already. But when you were starting, parang, how do you go about it? I mean, was there an instance na parang feeling mo, grabe, palakasan to, or grabe, kung may kilala lang ako, it would be easier? Is there a specific instance that nangyari yun sa'yo?
Every day. I ask that question to myself every day. Man, things would mas madali siguro nandito na ako pero wala. I think one of the things that I decided on nung simula pa lang, sinabi ko talaga sa sarili ko, walang plan. When I was 100% convinced that it was God who called me out, who wanted me to do what I'm doing now, I made a firm decision that there will be no plan. If this fails, I fail. So, okay. And I think from where I'm coming from also, I came from a dysfunctional family. Me and my sister were forced to really work together to help the family. Para sabi ko nga, I cannot come up with I don't have a plan B. For my family, I am the plan B. So if I fail, everyone else fails. So parang ako, wala na, all in. I need to put my cards all in. Because first, again, I'm convinced ito yung plan ni Lord para sa akin. So, binigay ko na yung 100% ko. I get so disappointed. I see a lot of people, not even for myself, I would see somebody make it, and I have a friend, bro, that should have been you, even to my friends, I am always like that. I have nakakainis, but I learned to love the struggle. I learned to embrace that underdog mindset. And I think personally for me, it's meant to be, because if I had it easy, I'd probably be an arrogant douchebag. I'd probably be, worse.
Yeah. For sure, you are not an arrogant douchebag, because I know you. Very humble. Kolokoy, always the easiest guy to talk to. I remember you and me messing with some of our office mates so Yahoo chat and, di ba? We won't say the name.
We
Naglalagay
will
tayo
not.
ng mga I love you doon. Do you remember that?
Yes. Oh no.
So pag ang story nun is naiiwan ng mga office mates namin yung computer nila. So ano ba tawag doon? Yahoo chat ba yun? Or
Yahoo Messenger,
Yahoo Messenger?
yung parang ang tawag dito, yung profile, um, yung when you,
Yung,
yeah, your profile and then there's just a caption. We always change the caption.
pero yung ano,
kaya
available, di ba?
very
Available.
available. May mga ganon.
So available.
So available. That, man, classic nun, grabe.
Classic yun. So you've always been that guy. And I want you to share, if you don't mind, no, a specific instance parang you said, kasi you're a success story, let's face it. Diba? You're doing very well. As you said, you're really getting up there. And I'm so glad nakilala mo pa ako. Okay? Pero, can you give me a specific story or situation na parang you also wanted to give up? I'm pretty sure there is. I mean, do you remember the time? Do you remember the situation that kind of said, parang di ko yata talaga kaya?
I think it was really 2011. After the first album came out, when we finished the album, I was talking to my then management, and we came up with with this grand scheme on how I'm going to be, one of the biggest artists in the Philippines. And then it didn't materialize during 2010. It didn't materialize. A lot of things didn't come, to fruition. Maraming pangako na hindi natupad. And I got disappointed. Tapos nag-request pa ako na let's discontinue the production of the album because no one's buying it. And then 2012 was the downest kasi walang nangyayari sa akin sa career ko. No,
Okay.
things are just not happening for me. And then I remember it was on a family reunion or family relatives dinner, and that one of my relatives was telling me, if you want, this music is not kind of taking you anywhere. If you need a job, pwede ka mag cruise ship. I can help you, And I was like so disappointed. Like people are seeing me, and that's what they're saying. It's not working out. I was almost close. I even had the option that I don't mind working for a call center. Just, kasi wala na akong pera. So, yun yung umabot ako. 2012 was that down moment.
Umabot ka ng walang pera, rock bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because if I was alone and I didn't have a family to support, I'd be fine. But I have a family to support. So, parang umabot ako sa point na parang, hirap nito. I remember, I even remember may mga moments wherein I would go to the studio, I would ride the ordinary bus, I would buy Ulam King, dilata, and I would ask my producer, may rice ka ba dyan? Penging kanin, na may dala akong dilata, and I would eat there. Those 2011 was that moment we're in. Man, I'm close to giving up. I think it's time to be realistic. Maraming
Years up.
So I think it's time to start thinking about options. Even on the second year, the biggest struggle that I had was the second year of my journey.
Well, thank you for sharing. Kasi sometimes, alam mo, pag nakikinig yung mga tao, iniisip nila success story, yung struggle, hindi talaga totoo. But thank you. I appreciate you for sharing that. Can you also share a little bit on the flip side, maybe a conversation or maybe a statement that maybe another person helped you or encouraged you naman, the opposite side? Do you remember anybody or maybe your friend, the producer, or a pastor of yours, or somebody who encouraged you to continue on?
Oh, I think this is something that I remember. One of our pastors, actually, he is the president of every nation. I remember Pastor Steve. He was just so plain. He just said, "I trust that you hear from God. That's why I support you." When he said that to me, I was like, let's do this, I think that is so much belief, that's so much trust and confidence that I kept with me, that I take with me. When he said to me, I trust that you hear from God, that's why you have my support.
Amazing.
And I'm like,
Super cool.
like,
Super.
whoa,
Yun lang eh, no?
that,
Yun lang yung kailangan eh, no?
so I think that's one of the most important conversations that I have that allowed me to stay through. Even in my lowest point, I always think of that conversation, and I really keep it with me until now. So,
A lot of people think that you're an overnight success. I actually don't agree. I know that you've been working your butt off, if you will. Um, do you agree with me? Na parang, no, you've been working. I've seen you and I've known you, but maybe for our viewers, ako personally, I don't believe in overnight success. I think overnight na-discover ka lang, pero tinrabaho mo yan, and ikaw, ano sa'yo yun?
I remember a few weeks ago there was this incident regarding this artist complaining about this artist because this artist is a son of a famous person, and then
Okay.
this guy started doing things and he's getting traction, and this other artist started complaining and he just started trashing the other artists. And I'm like, man, that's just sad. And I made a statement that keep doing what you're doing. Eventually, you'll get there. Your pace should never be dictated by someone else's. Learn your pace, know your pace, be happy with your pace. Learn to, but always evolve. Eventually, you'll get there. It might be on the fifth song. It might be on the 20th song. It might even be on your first try. But do it. Eventually, you'll get there. And then somebody just commented on my, it's easy for you to say about success because you're already successful. And I'm like, man, you don't know what I've been through. For someone like me who, and I love myself. I'm not putting myself down. I'm just putting myself in the perception na ito yung standard ng industriya. For someone like me who does not look as good looking as everyone else you see on ABS-CBN or in GMA or whatever TV channel, for someone like me who does not look like them, who's someone like me who is not related to anyone famous, for someone like me, who started this industry when there was no Spotify, no SoundCloud, all we had was TV and radio. That's the only way for us to succeed. TV, radio, and gigs. And I worked my butt off. Like even before starting my career, I needed to work jobs. I used to sing in magic sing. I was a guide vocals. I would go to Pasong Tamo extension to record guide vocals for Phil Collins and Luther
Wow.
Vandross and Michael Learns to Rock.
Grabe.
So some of you, if you have the old magic sing and you don't know the lyrics for Just Once and you play it, may guide vocals, ako yung kumakanta doon sa mga Michael Learns to Rock. Ako yun.
Ang
I have to,
galing! Sobrang
I have to,
galing, Quest.
I have to, I have to brave my way there. I have to struggle. I have to go on days wherein pagkain ko lang is ulam king because I have gigs wherein I don't get paid. I have gigs where I get 500 pesos. Ibibigay ko pa yung 500 pesos sa banda ko kasi mas kailangan nila yung pera. I've been through no paying gigs. I've been through small paying gigs. I've been to a gig wherein dalawa lang yung nanonood. I've been through, and I've been through it all. I've had zero. I had to close a bank account because, siya laman, and I've been through the struggle. I've been through the struggle from the very beginning. And of course, I'm not gonna tweet about it. Of course, I'm not gonna put it on my Friendster during that time. Of course, I'm not gonna put it on my
Friendster!
Multiply.
Friendster!
Yeah,
Quest,
you
what's
know,
Friendster? Quest, what's Friendster?
only as
Multiply?
titos know it in Multiply. I'm not gonna post that on my social media. What I'm going to post about is my success because that will inspire people. I post my success not to brag about myself. I post about
Yeah.
my success mainly to tell people that if I can do it, kaya mo din. So struggle is I eat struggle for breakfast. Struggle has been a constant in my life. Even until now, it has been a constant in my life. Whether it's in my career, whether it's battling my personal demons, struggle is a constant in everyone's life. And it's our choice if we're gonna be, if we're gonna give into it or we're gonna fight through it.
Quest, that's amazing insight. And I think because you've gone through so much, I know you help upcoming artists. I know because I referred one of my players to you, and you do your best to inspire others and help them as much as maybe other people have helped you or have not helped you. Can you talk a little bit about this advocacy of yours?
I think I- the reason I do what I do because it's been done to me. As much as we can talk about me, doing my grind, I as much as I take pride in my grind, in my hustle, in my never say die attitude, I cannot take credit. I cannot take all the credit for my success.
Yeah.
I am surrounded with people that supported me. I am surrounded with people that blessed me. I am surrounded with people that rooted for me. I'm surrounded with people that sacrificed for me, even without getting the credit. I am a byproduct of hard work and teamwork. I think that's something that I always say to people. My life is a byproduct of hard work, teamwork, and standing back up every time I fall. That's just a summary of my life. And I want to be able to pay it forward to people that are struggling to, because I have, simply because I have the ability to help, and at the same time I want to be able to pay it forward. I want to be able to create a culture wherein people help people because they have the ability to help, not because
Yeah.
they want something in return.
Wow.
That's something that I want to create. When somebody needs help and I have the ability to do it, I do not hesitate. Other than I know that there's going to be rewards in heaven, and I
Yeah.
think it's it's innate for us humans to help one another. And I think I want to be able to do my little part in bringing back that culture of helping one another, because we are human beings, and that's second nature. That's supposed to be second nature for us.
What's next for you? Getting married or career? What's happening, brother? What's happening? What's happening?
Right now, it's just music. Right now, I'm focused on finishing new content. Maraming music na lalabas in the next coming months. I'm still going on with my fitness journey. I want to be able to really reach a point wherein I am in my fittest self.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the best version of myself right now, but I feel like I can still push forward. So I'm working on that. Getting married, probably find a wife first.
Yeah! Come
Find
on!
find a wife first, and
Oh,
then
dadating naman yan. I'm just kidding.
yeah. So I'm
Pero,
looking.
okay. Alam ko super busy ka. So, before we end this segment, Brother Quest, we have a little game called Take Me to the Top. So, basically, this game is we just ask you a couple of questions, a couple of words, and then you just kind of shoot your way. By the way, ang galing nitong mag-basketball. Grabe handles ni Quest. Sobra. I was impressed, brother. When I met you in Alabama. I mean that. But I was really impressed. Okay? So just shoot. Is that okay, brother?
Yeah.
All right. A couple of questions here. Number one. Take me to the top. What was your favorite ulam when you were struggling as an artist?
Oh, I'd probably say, other than Ulam King, is that 555 tuna, flavored tuna, the adobo, and the Bicol Express. Those are my favorites.
Okay. What about your favorite ulam ngayon?
Oh, my favorite ulam now is tortang talong forever. That's my
Ang healthy mo naman, na lulungkot ako pag parang naiwan mo na ako. Pag nag-guest ka ulit dito, bro, kailangan kasing payat na ako mo. Okay?
Ayan. Ding!
Kailangan. Okay, next. When I say the movie that makes you smile.
Back to the Future trilogy.
Movie that makes you cry.
Avengers Endgame.
Movie that makes you scared.
I'm not really a fan of scary movies. Chick flick, di ako mahilig mag chick flick.
Hindi ka mahilig. Okay. Eto. when I say basketball, alam ko mahilig ka mag-basketball.
And my goat is Magic Johnson forever. So Magic Johnson.
Yes, I agree. Yan ang goat natin. When I say music,
Man, when I say music, it's definitely J. Cole, Tupac, Boyz II Men. Gary B!
Wow! So, medyo nasagutan mo na yung una kong tanong, ay yung susunod kong tanong. Favorite male artist growing up?
Gary Valenciano forever.
Favorite female artist growing up?
Shania Twain.
Okay. Medyo nagulat ako doon. Hindi ko ini-expect na Shania Twain yung peg mo.
Yep. Shania and Mariah, but Shania, I got sucked into her LFS.
Favorite. Ito. Ewan ko lang kung masasagot mo to, ha? Meron ka bang favorite boy band?
I don't want to consider Boyz II Men boy band, but if I'm going to talk about boy band, it's head-to-head NSYNC Backstreet Boys yan for me.
You listen to them?
Yeah!
Really?
Before kasi, alam mo yun yung masyado tayong that toxic masculinity na, yeah, I listen to rap and hip. Nah. After hip hop, when I get home, I listen to Backstreet Boys. I listen to Shania Twain. You know?
Nagugulat ako. Ang dami ko na-discover sa'yo.
Bro, quit playing games with my heart.
Grabe ah. Eto. Nakikinig ka ba ng K-pop?
Hindi. Pero I follow them because I am very impressed with their production. I'm very impressed with the excellence that they put out. But if there's a K-pop group that I look up to, it's not even a K-pop, it's a Filipino group, SB19. I am a gigantuous fan of SB19. So these guys are all Filipinos trained in Korea. They came back to the Philippines. They're making waves. They're making good music. So SB19.
Nice. And last, if there was this young kid who would come up to you and say, Hi, Kuya Quest, how do I become successful? Or what is your secret? What is the secret to your success? What would you tell that 8, 9-year-old boy?
Find your purpose. Passion is overrated. Find your purpose. Stick to it.
Wow. Well said, huh? Very direct to the point. Quest, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go, I told you off air that really this is a channel that we hope to inspire people, as most of us are locked down, and you're somebody that I really look up to. I know we don't talk as much. I follow you on Twitter, etc., but you're really an inspiration to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people. What can you give them a message during this pandemic? And a lot of them are also starting their careers and doing businesses, and parang ang daming mga uncertainty, and very similar to your stories kanina. Can you kind of tell us your thoughts?
I think if there's one important message that I want to give to everyone, regardless of where you are in your life, regardless of whether your business is struggling or you're starting a business or you lost the business, I think personally we really have to take time in assessing ourselves. First things first, because everything that is external started internally in life. Everything that we have externally started internally. Whether it's a dream, whether it's an emotion, everything that comes outwardly came from the inside. To focus on what matters inside of you, because that's if once you assess who you are inside, it's easier to navigate everything else outside. Whether it's a business, whether it's a career, whether it's handling setbacks and heartbreaks. At the end of the day, it really starts within. I took the time to assess myself. That's why I'm able to thrive during the pandemic, and I hope that you guys take the time also to assess yourself, especially your purpose, Because once you discover your purpose, everything else will flow naturally. So,
Grabe. Words of wisdom. Parang ibang-iba ka na, pero alam mo yung feeling ko, brother, ibang-iba ka na, pero pareho ka pa rin. Does that make
yeah.
sense? And I'm so proud of you, man. I'm so proud of you. I hope that we can connect and,
Yes.
really, yeah, and hang out soon. Thank you so much for taking time.
Salamat.
It's been a pleasure. Learned a lot from you. I am inspired to work out. Okay, I'm so
Yeah.
inspired to work out.
Yay.
Macy cannot see this show, okay? Kasi yari ako na nun, definitely. But thank you for your time, brother. Thank you so much.
Thanks, bro.
All right. To everybody, again, that's my man, Quest, inspiring us in this episode. Thank you so much. Ang dami nating napulot na magaganda. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Live with L.A. Mumar. Also, our FB page. So, a lot of great things there. God bless you. Have a great week ahead of you.